What's good, everybody? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of the Celebrity Junk. I'd like to talk about a content creator that is very dear to our space. He's very dear to me, a personal friend of mine's, mediocre tutorials and reviews. And I just want to say, personally, he's probably one of the most talented guys that we have. He is a graduate of a top 20 professional school as far as receiving an MBA. He was a very successful guy before he even came to YouTube. And just like myself, he's a professional school graduate. All right. So this is a man that had many options available to him before coming to this space. And if we want to talk about balance and being fair to people, nobody is more balanced than mediocre tutorials and reviews. Okay. He has operated this business at the highest level. I've had a chance to talk to him. I've talked to his father. Okay. Remember, he had a cancer scare there. This guy is the epitome of being fair and balanced. He doesn't have the history of, let's say, degrading women, calling women bad names or anything like that. He calls it down the middle. He does reaction videos. And if there's anybody who, if you look at any of his videos, there is no real harsh words against anybody, it's this guy. A lot of us can't say that, okay? Because we have at least one or two videos that might be a little, touching the line there, but not him. But let me just say this. Recently, he did a video with Kevin Samuels in Las Vegas. It was a great collaboration. They were out interviewing people, having a lot of fun. And mediocre tutorials and reviews, if you guys know, he's already published this out. I remember when he was getting ready to leave the profession that he was leaving. And we talked about that. And he ended up doing so. But then you had people that found out who he was contacting his job. Now, this is a man who did very well undergrad, went to a top 50 MBA program, okay, at the professional level. He was making a lot of money, and his videos were going viral. People were contacting his job, trying to get him fired, okay? He ended up now, doing his own thing. But let me just say this. He recently lost a sponsorship with a company called Keeps. Now, Keeps is, I believe, a company that is a skincare company, something like that. And again, MTR has a huge male audience. Like I said, he's a better YouTuber than me. His content strategy is more versatile as far as who he reaches, his audience. So Keeps is a hair loss treatment for men. But what happened with him is that there was a lady that was sending him all kind of messages on Instagram, threatening to call his job, threatening to call everybody he's sponsoring with him. And so what happened was he showed a message that from this particular female he ended up blocking that she sent to Keeps. And what Keeps did was Keeps decided through his representative that deals with medical tutorials and reviews that they would no longer sponsor him, okay? Because of certain claims that this woman gave. And they gave the same things in this particular Instagram message. He was absolutely canceled. So he lost that money that he would take to go and use that money to go to Las Vegas and meet up with Kevin. Because a lot of times, I'm gonna tell you this right now, as far as in the male spaces, many guys are afraid to sell products here, to sell courses here, because then some guys will come out to you and say, you're begging and things like that. You're trying to make too much money off of us and things like this. Okay, fine. So when guys get the opportunity to go out and, let's say get a sponsorship from a major skin company, then they'll do it. Okay. So we don't have to come out and ask an audience who is already, that tends to be very suspicious of trying to do business or monetize off your audience. Which is why you don't see, people like Kevin selling courses, or me selling courses, or guys like Alpha Male Strategy selling courses. The reason why is because we already know how some guys are going to probably take that. And I'm not speaking for them fully, but I'm just kind of guessing here. Okay, we understand these things. But he gets canceled from them, and he loses that big sponsorship. And then what he had to say was profound. He says, "Listen, if you guys want this content, the creators who make it for you, you got to support them." Now, let me just say this here in the Black Manosphere communities. I could do a better job of posting on Patreon and things like that, in doing a lot of different things for my audience. I understand that. But I do want to forewarn you that it is so easy for the feminist society to cancel guys. It is hard doing this business, even as a creator that's considered top tier, okay? It is. It's difficult doing this business because you don't get the kind of sponsorships you can get in other niches. You don't. Everything you gotta get, you gotta work for it, which is no problem, but you gotta work for it. A lot of ladies who do makeup, they can get L'Oreal, they can get, certain clothing things, stuff like that. Estee Lauder, they can get those things easily. A lot of guys here, we can't, all right? And I wanna talk about what he said is this. Whatever your content creators in the manosphere, these are things they go through. And he's the most balanced of us all. Imagine somebody else who has a little bit more of a straightforward critique. Maybe like myself, maybe like Kevin Samuels, all right? The mainstream media does not want to hear what we have to say. And companies who are protected, are afraid that women are gonna come out and bash them, all right, are also gonna come for them, all right? We gotta understand that. As content creators, we have to monetize our audience a little bit better. And then also our audience have to understand, we do need your support. If you're a guy, you don't have a lot of money, tell somebody about what we do at the very minimum. I'm not the guy that want to come out and beg you guys for money. I know things are hard for certain people. You brothers work very hard for your money. But I want to tell you that that we have to create our own economies here for the kind of content we want to produce. We have to be able to show to big people that we have the money and we can bring the spending power that women can bring. We have it. We have to show it. I know a lot of guys like, well, I'm not dating. Sad music. I'm not dating none of you Negroes. I'll watch the video, but that's it, and that's fine. I will even accept that. But if you're the guy that has that perspective, at least tell somebody about the content that we're getting. We're gonna work hard to give you guys more value for whatever you do, even if it's for your time. But the thing about it is this: Black men and men in general have to help each other more. Okay? It's not even about supporting your favorite content creator, but more or less building more of a bridge with the men that you meet on a daily basis. All right? We need more men investment things, men scholarships. We have to take it to another level. We have to show the spending power that we can create in men's economies, supporting men's events. Okay? That's the revolution that has to be economic within male spaces. Otherwise, guys like Medical Talkers and Reviews and get canceled. Look at Dave Chappelle. Dave Chappelle had the power of Netflix behind him, but he had a spending power that was behind him. Said, hey, listen, we gotta still rock with the guy. That's how we have to be with our guys, okay? And it's very difficult for guys to have an opinion like us and even be in the professional spaces. This guy went to professional school. I went to medical school. He went to business school. I went to medical school, right? But we see a great opportunity to serve our community here. To be honest, you guys are more, it's more lucrative for us, even with the social media we have right now. But what the point of it is this that I want to make. The community has to be greater, right? It has to be greater. We're still getting canceled, so things like that. And so we need Black men and men in general to work with each other more, to create more businesses between themselves, and to bring that forward so that men in general can come out and have a stand and say, hey, listen, if you cancel this guy, you're canceled. Keeps your cancel. And until we do that, we're going to be in big trouble. But guys, what do you think? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Drunk. I appreciate you with all that you do. Subscribe with the bell. Check out the first comment at the top. And as you know, the buffoonery remains at all-time high. I'm out.